YouTube, what's going on? Appreciate y'all watching my videos. I really appreciate y'all watching my videos. What's going on? Thought I'd do a live feed real quick. Yeah, before I go to bed. Do a live feed. What's going on? What's going on? But yeah, man. I ain't really got much to talk about, but just doing a live feed. I've been yawning all day. I wrote some stuff down that I've been meaning to make a video about. So like here's what's going on. I was messing around online and you sent me an email. All right, yeah, I'll check it out. What's going on? But yeah, I was doing some I was on my computer. I was just digging around and I found some information. Okay, so Walmart seem to be going out of business. They're not going out of business, but they're not going out of business. I'm sorry. Walmart laid off a bunch of people. And I'm kind of curious. I'm like, okay, what the hell is going on for Walmart to be going out of business? They're not going out of business. I'm sorry. I don't know why I keep saying they're going out of business. Why do I keep saying that Walmart? What's going on with Walmart? Why? They're closing stores. They're laying off a bunch of people. I thought I'd never see the day that Walmart closed some stores. Toys R Us just went out of business. A lot of companies going out of business, man. It's making me nervous. It's making me real nervous, man. Cause I'm sitting up here, I'm starting a business, I'm stepping out here doing business, and all these businesses going out of business. So I'm like, is the country falling apart? What's going on? The country's got a whole bunch of debt. We got this crazy man in office. Walmart closing stores, Toys R Us going out of business. So I'm like, what's going on, man? Yeah, Amazon taking over, man. Like, so I'm thinking, okay, Amazon gonna buy Walmart. Walmart gonna buy Amazon gonna buy Walmart. What's going on? Making me real nervous, man. So I'm like, I'm thinking like, okay, you might have to make some adjustments and get out of debt. You might have to go in and make some drastic moves and pay off some debt, because with the way the thing's going right now, I don't know. So the only company that's doing good right now is Amazon. I mean, it's a whole bunch of companies out here that's doing good, but you know, so I'm like, man, what's going on? Diesel Runner said he turning in his SF5 truck, buying his own truck, 5K down, 2015 Kenworth with a warranty. How much is the truck? I mean, you missing out a whole lot of stuff on the information. How much is the truck? You put 5K down on the 2015. That truck probably, but 75,000. 2015, 5K down. You're probably looking at a 7K truck, 70K truck right there. That's a 70K truck. Nomad Trucker got his LLC. Congratulations, man. So now that you got your LLC, now you can go and apply for your EIN number. See, a lot of guys don't know the process in which you should start a business. Not that everybody is born to start a business, but you should seek out information so you know how to do things properly. So you start your LLC. Once your LLC becomes active and you get your certificate from the state, then you go back to the IRS website and you apply for an EIN. If you want your LLC to have a professional business presence, I hope you got a virtual address for your LLC. So that way your LLC would have its own business presence, its own address. So hopefully you done it that way. So when you go and get your EIN number, you put down your business address for your EIN number. So when you start making money under that LLC and income starts to get reported on that EIN number, then it'll be under that address, not your home residence. Don't ever put a home residence on an LLC because it's public record. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. But congratulations, man. Congratulations. So now you need to get your EIN number, get your operating agreement. And once you get that done, go down and get your checking account. According to the government, quote unquote, your business hasn't officially started until you go and get a checking account. In the eyes of the government, until you put $1 in that checking account, you're not in business yet. Technically. So, in the eyes of the government. But congratulations, man. Amazon taking over. Yeah, they might be taking over, man. People are lazy and want to shop online now. Yeah, I mean, convenience. You know, it's really convenient. But Walmart, they can do the same thing. At least they're trying to. Because you can buy stuff online at Walmart too. And it's just their website isn't as polished as Amazon's. They thought they were unstoppable and let Amazon. Yeah, man. What's going on? With the brand new company, brand new authority, other than OOIDA, who would you recommend for insurance? QSB? I think that's what your name is. It's not, when it comes to insurance, you really don't have too many options when it comes to insurance. It's basically whoever is going to insure you. It's not, it ain't, because when you a fresh business and you don't have any leverage and you come, well, it's a fresh business, you present yourself as a high risk, a business venture, especially in trucking, you pretty much have no leverage. So you can't just say, hey, I'm gonna pick this insurance. It's a matter of cost. Okay, when you start a new startup business, a new venture, so to speak, it all comes down to cost. So, I mean, I got a whole bunch of videos talking about insurance. You can take it how you want it. You know, that's just my opinion. I look at the numbers. So it's just not cost effective to spend a bunch of money on insurance in your first couple years in business. It just doesn't make absolutely no sense. If you can justify and show me on a chart with some graphs and some mathematics and show me that it makes sense to spend double the money on A-rated insurance in your first year in business, hey, I may walk with you on that. But I looked at the numbers. It absolutely makes no sense. So when you say, which is the best insurance, there's no such thing as the best insurance. There's no such thing, because insurance is insurance. Now, when it comes to, like, when you putting insurance on, levels of coverage, levels of performance, customer service, and stuff like that, yeah, there are some insurance companies that are better than others, but in your first year in business, that's not what you're concerned about. Your first 6 months, first 3, 6, 7, 8 months, 10, 12 months, 24 months in business, that's the last thing you worry about. You worry about cost. It absolutely makes no sense for you to be spending $2,000-$3,000 a month on insurance in your first year in business. It's a waste of money. Waste of money. You could be putting that money in a trailer. You could be putting that money in maintenance. You know, you could be putting that money in advertising. I mean, if just say if you wanted to start a grocery store, a barbershop, you wanted to start a consulting business, you wanted to start any kind of business where you're dealing with the public, you're going to have general business liability insurance. That's that $1 million coverage, because you're dealing with the public. This isn't personal insurance for your car and all this. You are a business doing business with the public. So you got to have $1 million in general liability. So when you're looking at a whole bunch of insurance companies in front of you, 3, 4, 5 insurance companies, and you're going to go with the cheapest one just to get a policy to get your business started. Because with a lot of businesses, you need insurance to start doing business. For example, trucking. You cannot pull not one load without insurance. Your MC number doesn't come active until you have insurance. Okay? You can't to get a business license, to cut hair, to get a legitimate business license, to become a legitimate barber, you need insurance. You need insurance. It's a lot of people going around cutting hair without insurance, but it behooves you to get that insurance. Okay? If you in landscaping, you need insurance. You're doing business with the public. If you a painter, you paint people's houses and stuff. You a contractor, you build decks. You a plumber, you electrician. Any of these businesses, you need insurance. And you can't go out in the public and do business with the public without insurance. You need a bond. Some industries, you need a bond. Okay? So, just like any other business, you're looking at cost. So, if you're looking at capital for your business, you got $10,000 on hand. You're looking at, okay, I got $10,000 to start this business. 20,000. How much it costs? A restaurant, whatever you know. So you looking at a restaurant, right? You got $10,000 in your hand. $2,000 gonna go to insurance. Another $2,000-3,000 gonna go to $3,000-4,000 gonna go to this and that to get permits and then because to even open your doors and get a certificate from the city, from the state to open your doors up, you need insurance. You can't do business until you get insurance. So when it all boils down to it, it's all costs. So to answer your question, which insurance is the best insurance? The cheapest one. Until you get a couple years, once you get a couple years of business, a business, a couple years in business, then you can stand back and nitpick on different insurance companies and which policies better and this and that. But at the end of the day, man, insurance is insurance. You just worry about cost. Okay. You just worry about cost. So whichever one you can get a policy with. You call up about 10 insurance companies up, whoever is cheapest, and you can get a policy. That's all I got to say about that. What you miss? You ain't miss nothing, man. I'm talking about Walmart firing people and talking about getting out of debt. And I'm talking about gas prices are high, oil prices are high, and, getting out of debt, man. I think guys ought to get out of debt, man, because we don't know what's coming down the pipeline, man. Trump with his foolishness, he raising hell in the White House, and Walmart firing people, and they trying to put these electric trucks on the road and stuff like that, man. Get out of debt. Got to get out of debt. Make sure we stay in business. Diesel Runner said, send me a message. You have to go through my sales. I don't know if you're talking to me or talking to somebody else. Have you heard about the new ADOT scales? ADOT scales. Trucker Ricky, I don't even know what you're talking about. Should you get a UPS box? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Do not get a UPS box. If you're trying to grow a legitimate business, a legitimate business presence, do not get a UPS box, because you're going to want to apply for some business credit, and the underwriter at a bank is going to look your business up, and he's going to see that, oh, you got your personal home address on your business credentials, and he's going to red flag your application, and your chances of getting a loan is going to be very small. So I suggest go ahead and just pipe the money up. You starting a business, invest in a professional commercial business address, and go to DaVinci.com or what's the other website? DaVinci. It's a bunch of websites, but you're probably looking at a commercial address about $40, anywhere from $40, $50, $60 a month. Go ahead and spend the money. Stop being cheap. You're gonna go and get that P.O. box address, and it's gonna mess you up. Take it from me. Take it from me. I did it. I had to go back and change my address on all my stuff, and it's not worth it. You trying to grow a business and get capital for your business, it's not worth it. checks will bounce. I don't know what this guy talking about. Dean Cole course is good. 4-4 in the building. What's going on? Dean Cole is expensive. It depends on what you call expensive. You know. Okay. Last time I checked, Dean Cole's credit business builder package is I think it's about $1,000. Last time I checked. When I did it, it was like 600, 500 or 600 when I did it. He was new in the game at the time. I mean, Dean Cole, he's been around for a long time, but I think to a large scale, I think he's new to a large platform. So I think that introductory price, I caught him on an introductory price, it was about $500 or $600. That program is priceless. So let me put something in perspective for you. You know, I bump into people, they spend, let's just put this in context. Folks spend, I don't know how much money on stupid stuff. We spend so much money on stupid stuff. Like we would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college, right? We would spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college. Right? College is expensive, no doubt. Depending on the field that you're getting your degree in, college could be very well worth it. Like if you're going to school to be an engineer, a medical practitioner of some kind, anything in the medical field is good. You know, a lot of these fields have a good return on investment. Okay. You know, like with me, I grew up in the hood, so it was a great return on investment because I grew up poor on food stamps. So I was able to get financial aid. I went to college on the government's dime. So when we talking about expensive, okay, let's put this in the context. You want to say Dean Cole's program, $1,000 credit builder program, is expensive, but at the same time, you got people who going in to college loan debt every day, thousands of dollars, who get out of school with a degree and then still don't have nothing to show for it and can't get a job. You can take Dean Cole's program, spend a little $1,000 and hit the ground running, start a business and be making, I mean, I'm always going to come back to trucking. Okay. I'm always going to come back to trucking. So you can take Dean Cole's program. He's going to show you how to build a business, get an LLC, Okay. Now he don't talk about trucking, but his demographic is a lot of truck drivers. I mean, his demographic is a lot of professionals and stuff like that, but he has a large following of truck drivers. So if you think about getting a truck and a trailer, and you don't want to have, you want to get a truck and trailer, no money down and stuff like that, he's going to show you to build a business, okay, a business profile to where you can go down to a dealer and get a truck and trailer, no money down. He's going to show you. Now, he's not going to show you in the context of trucking. He's going to give you a general business perspective, so you can apply those principles to just about any business, you know. So, you know, I don't want to seem like I'm standing up for Dean Cole, but when a program is good, I back it up. You know, I have to stand up for him because it's a good program. It's a good program. One of the best I've been through in a long time, because I've been through a lot of shady programs. I've been through some real estate programs. You know, I've been through a couple business builder packages, and I've been through a few coffee table programs, the DVD sets. I've been through a whole bunch of these programs, 3, 4 of them. Going through Dean Cole's program is solid. For the money, is solid. And he doesn't require a bunch of money. He allows you to pay the payments over time. Make monthly payments. So if it's $1,000 a month, if it's $1,000, he lets you pay it over $100 a month, over 12 months. That's plenty of time to go through the program and get educated on finances. Even if you're not trying to do business stuff, it gets you ready for it. It handles a lot of stuff in your personal life. Help you get your credit together in your personal life. Show you how to remove inquiries off your credit. Show you how to build your credit score up to 700 plus. Okay. Say you're trying to buy a house. Say you're not even interested in building a business. Okay, fine. But say you're trying to buy a house. Say you're trying to buy a car and get the best interest rate. The better interest rate you're going to get by going through Dean's program, you're going to save so much money by going through his program, understanding how credit really works. And the money that you're going to save on a higher interest rate by not going to his program, you're going to be better off. So, you go through his program one time, it's going to set you up for life, because he's going to teach you the knowledge so you can carry that on for life. And you're going to always be ahead of the game when it comes to credit, right? So when you go to a car dealership, you're going to understand what that car dealership, that finance department in the car dealership is doing on the back end. You're going to understand with the credit application, what you're going to understand that whole process. You're going to understand, okay, when you buy a house, you're going to understand when you go and get a truck and trailer and what the underwriters are looking at. You're going to understand, okay, you're going to know what to put on the application so you can get approved. He's pulling back the curtains, like he's showing you, because he was an underwriter himself. So he's going to tell you, when he was an underwriter, these are the things I look for. I'm looking for this, 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 and this. So when you fill out a credit application, these are the things you need to put on your credit application. This, 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 and this. That's not worth $600,000. I don't know what else to tell you. It's too expensive. Okay. So you're going to waste a bunch of time going and learn the stuff on the street on your own, because that's what I did. I'm hard-headed. I admit it. I'm hard-headed. I was like, no, I'm not paying for no credit program class. I'm not paying for that. I end up messing up my credit, messing stuff up. And when I went through Dean Cole's program, I had to go back and clear some stuff up and have to do it the right way. See, why do that and just go through the program, pay for the program, and learn something? Because it's like, guys, okay, we waste so much money. I bump into people, they got $200 cable bills. Okay, turn your cable off, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Turn your cable off about 5 to 6 months. You can afford this program, because it ain't nothing on TV for you. You just be honest. Is there anything on TV that you need? No. Turn the cable off. Get the program. Okay. I'm sure a lot of y'all like to buy clothes, shoes, and stuff like that. Put some of them clothes and them shoes that you got in that closet, throw it on eBay, get a couple dollars, and go and take the program. You got a PlayStation sitting on in the cabinet. You got a whole bunch of games. Like, I know a lot of y'all got stuff that y'all like to have. So it's just like, so you gonna say, it don't even have to be about Dean Cole's program. You need to invest in your education, man. Invest in your education. So you're gonna say the program is expensive, but at the same time, I'm sure, like, I waste money. It's some things that I waste money on that I like to waste money on, but the fact is, like, okay, like I would rather you waste money on audiobooks. I'd rather you waste money on you know, going to the lot, going to Borders and buying a bunch of business books and helping you better yourself, personal development. I would rather you waste money on going to get counseling. I would rather you waste money on getting a attorney or something like that to help you get your legal life together. Your legal life. But yeah, so that, you gotta, guys, we gotta put things in context, so I mean, the same person who say, oh, this and that is expensive is the same person who sit up there and waste a bunch of money on stupid stuff. I mean, that's just my opinion. Y'all can do whatever y'all want with your money. You can do whatever you want with your money, but this is just my opinion. So why not invest in your education, man? It's just education. So that's just what it is. I mean, I'd rather be smart. That's just, because like you go to college, you go to high school. I don't remember in high school taking the class on credit. I don't recall a class that I've taken that helped. Because the thing is, like with high school and college, they teach you nothing. They teach you how to be dumb. And you come out here in the real world, you don't know nothing about finances. You don't know nothing about opening up a checking account. You don't know nothing about credit. You don't know nothing about money, the monetary system. You don't know nothing about that stuff. But then you go get a job to make money to come out here and live with your money. You get paid and you get caught up in this garbage in mortgage payments and interest payments, buying cars you can't afford, and with all this debt and slaving and carrying on. So it's just like in high school and college, they don't teach you that, okay, if you don't have the cash, you can't afford it. They don't teach you that. And a lot of this stuff, we got to learn it on the street. Everything that I know when it comes to money and stuff like that, I learned it on the street. I had to go somewhere and teach myself. I didn't learn it in school. So that's just real talk. Somebody playing on here. Somebody here, a female trucker. You can put that money in a lot, Lizard. Our commercial truck loans for first time owner usually double digits. Our commercial truck loans. I think it just depends on your credit profile. It just depends on your credit profile. Wholeheartedly, I believe in that. And that's why you ought to take Dean Cole's program. You need to build your credit profile. You need a credit profile. Okay. So if like with me, I have a better chance of getting approved for a lot of stuff than the next person. For example, what you're going to find out is that, like, okay, I bump into people all the time that's got 800 credit scores, right? My credit score fluctuates anywhere from 650 to 700. But the thing is that I got a lot of shit on my credit. I got a house. I got, I've had a couple cars that I've borrowed the money, paid it off, borrowed the money, paid it off. I got a house. I've been through a foreclosure. I've had a lot of debt. I had a lot of money move through my credit. So, like, if you're somebody who got like an 800 credit score, right? And you go down to a truck dealership, they would look at your credit score. Yeah, you got an 800 credit score, but the biggest debt you ever had was like $5,000 credit card. Your chances of getting approved, I have a better chance of getting approved than the person with an 800 credit score, because I got more shit on my credit. I have a house. I've had charge-offs. There's a lot of information on my credit score there's a lot of information on my credit profile to help the underwriters make a decision. So, like, if you never had a car, if you never had like a loan in your name for about $20,000 or $30,000 and paid it off, the underwriters, they'll probably be kind of skeptical on whether you can pay that off, or they'll trust you with a certain amount of money. You know, so if you go down to a truck dealership and the truck's about 50, 60,000, you may have a hard time, even with a 800 credit score, getting approved. You know what I'm saying? So, this is just from my experience and what I've seen after talking to like underwriters and understanding the credit program, you know, the credit profile and how to build a credit profile and what the underwriters are looking for. So basically they want you to have a very low debt to income ratio. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for risk. They want you to be a low risk. Okay. So somebody can have an 800 credit score and have their in their entire life, their biggest credit card that they ever had, or their biggest loan outstanding that they ever had, was like $5,000. They could see them as a risk, just like somebody who has a low credit score. You know what I'm saying? So basically what it all boils down to is just somebody, they want to give money to somebody who don't really need it. That's what it boils down to. And it's just kind of funny, you know, that, you know, banks look at stuff like that. It's just kind of funny. So to answer your question, are commercial truck loans for first-time home buyers usually double digits? I don't want to say they usually are. It just depends on your credit profile. You know, it just depends. You know, I'm not saying that you can't get a truck. I'm not the bank. I'm not a finance officer. I'm not an underwriter. But from what I understand about credit, like you have to have a strong credit profile. So if you got a mortgage and you never been late, and you got a couple credit cards, and maybe you got a car that's a reasonable car payment, you got like a $15,000 car, and you got a house that's $100,000, and you got a couple credit cards, you know, maybe a $30,000 credit card, and then maybe a $10,000 or $15,000 credit card, and they're all like below 30%, and you never been late, and you got like a 700 credit score, you got a good chance of getting a no money down loan. You got a damn good chance. So, because the bank will look at your credit profile and see that, okay, this person is a homeowner, he's got a car, he knows how to run and manage a note that's $30,000. So if they're looking at trying to give you a $50,000, $60,000 loan to get a truck, you gotta, it's just common sense. It's just common sense. It's not, it's just common sense. You know, you just gotta look at it like that. So, Chase and Andrew, he did a video talking about that, because Chase and Andrew, he was talking about his credit score. He said he got like a 750 credit score, right? And he had the cash. The dude had, I think he said he had about $15,000, $20,000 in the bank. He went out looking for trucks, applied for a truck loan. They wouldn't give it to him because the highest debt he ever had was like or $5,000. You know what I'm saying? So, and then on top of that, experience. Because when you talk about a commercial loan, they look at your experience in that industry. So you just can't come off the street and say, hey, I want to get a truck. Well, how long you been driving? You know, do you have a company you want to lease on? Do you have your own authority? Do you have customers? Okay. Do you have a clientele? Okay. Do you have a business plan? So, you know, getting a truck is not like getting a car, you know, especially in a high risk industry, you know, so they're going to look at all that stuff. I mean, yeah, man, because like those commercial loans, I mean, you're looking at 10, 11, 12%, but you know, like my interest rate on my trailer is I think it's like 7%. And that's still pretty high for a personal loan, but for commercial lending, that's relatively low. I mean, the average commercial interest rate is about 10%, you know, it's about 10%, 11, 12%. That's commercial lending guidelines right there. But for personal lending, you can, I mean, the average person with decent credit, you can probably get an interest rate around 4 or 5%. You know, if you go and get a car from a dealership, you're probably looking at, you know, about 4 or 5% with good credit, you know, 4 or 5%. 5% on the high end and like maybe 3.5 to 4% on the low end. And then it depends on the asset itself, because the asset itself dictates the risk factor of the interest rate. So the interest rate is kind of like a risk factor. So if you going to buy a car that's new, if it's new, you know, if it's a 2018, 2019, you could probably get a 2% interest rate, sometimes 1% interest rate, because in an event that you default and you can't pay the bill, they can come get the car and still get their money out of it. So the risk is low. But like in a commercial setting, like a truck, you trying to borrow $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 to go get a truck, and you don't have no data to back it up with, it's a lot of risk. You don't have no customers. You haven't been in the business that long. You don't have any spreadsheets, you know, to back up, okay, your level of risk, your experience in the business, your personal credit, all that stuff goes into it on the commercial level. So yeah, your interest rate gonna be high until you get some time on your belt. So I recommend, if you're gonna borrow the money to get a truck, get a fairly used truck, so you don't have a high interest rate. So like, if you get a used truck for about $40,000, you can pay that off quick, get some time in business, 2, 3, 4, 5 years in business, then go back later and get the brand new truck, okay, with a low interest rate. So you got to be strategic about it, you know. You got to be strategic, you know. So, but this is just all my opinion. If you're a real estate appraiser, you need insurance also. Yeah, you need insurance, man, to do business. How do you feel about pre-E-log trucks? Pre-E-log trucks? What are you talking about, pre-E-log trucks? I mean, since I've been in trucking, when I first got into trucking, it was 2007. I was in the industry for about 2 years before the companies that I was running for went to e-logs. Before that, I was on paper logs. And to tell you the truth, if I look at paper and look at e-logs, I'd rather have e-logs, because e-logs just makes the job that much easier, stress-free. It's stress-free to me. Because with paper logs, you always stressed out and all this, because like I could tell you 1,000 times I forgot to draw my line and update my log. And at the end of the night, before you go to bed, you got to do a recap, calculate your hours, make sure everything add up to 24. Okay, you do a recap, and then get ready for tomorrow. Now I don't have to do that. So like all I have to do is just go on my e-log and just sign my logs for the day, and that's it. Done. The e-logs keep track of all your miles. It does a recap for you. It making sure that it's doing all the calculations for you. It's storing all my logs and stuff. So if I, in the event of an inspection or audit, all I have to do is go on my account, download all my logs for the last 90 days, 60 days, 30 days, whatever the DOT officer want, download them, email them, and it's done. With paper logs, you got to keep up with, just say this is a log book, right? You got to keep up with all the carbon copies of your logs. And say you miss one. There you go. CSA score. That's a fine. You got missing logs. You in violation, right? So I can see why a lot of guys, old timer guys, say that's a lot of paperwork back in the day. But nowadays we got e-logs, we got all this technology, man. I run my truck on my phone. I run my truck on my phone, man. I sign Raycons, I book loads. I fill out carrier packets on my phone. I mean, and all my logs and my compliance, all my paperwork is all digital. So anytime I need to submit it, I just go on to my digital thing and just submit it, whoever want it. I need a W-9, I just download a W-9 and send it. If I need my authority letter, whoever want my authority letter, I just download it, send it. So e-logs, I think it just made the business that much efficient. It free up a lot of free time. I think it's the best thing in trucking that's ever had. I think it's the best thing in trucking since it's e-log. That's just my opinion. Because besides all that, guys who want to cheat and run 4 days straight and all that, that's too much risk, man. You don't need to be running. The average person, you get out here and work for 8, 9 hours, 10 hours a day. That's more enough. That's plenty of time for anybody to come out here and work. If you working more than 10 hours a day, you need to sit your butt down. You need to sit down and take a break, because you don't need to be working that much. You get in the truck, run by 8, 9, 10 hours a day and sit down. You don't need to be running all that like that, man. Because if you need to run like that, you need to find another industry to get into. That's just my opinion. If you got to cheat on your log to make a living, you need to find another industry to get into, because you're going to hurt somebody. You're going to hurt somebody. Snyder fined people over vests and boots. They feeling themselves. Nah, man, they just have company policies. If you violate the company policy, they have grounds to fire you. That's just what it is. That's why I left. This is a free company. This is a free country, man. Snyder has the right to fire people if that's their company policy. If you violate the company policy, they're going to fire you. Simple as that. It's nothing to get mad about. You don't have to work at Snyder. Do I agree with them firing people over vests and boots? No, but I understand, because that's a company policy. And if you violate company policies, it's just like, okay, it's illegal to shoot somebody. Okay, it's illegal to shoot somebody. Now, there are all kind of reasons why you can shoot somebody. Somebody could be breaking in your house. Somebody could be robbing you. Or you could just have a serial killer just running around shooting people for fun. So now, if somebody break in my house and I shoot them, now I could go to jail. Is it right? But it's illegal to shoot somebody. You can't shoot somebody. You can't do that. Even though they did break in your house, you can't shoot people. And, you know, you just can't do that. So you got to understand, you're going to have to stand for that bullet. So the same, it's just rules. We got rules everywhere, man. We got rules. So if you don't follow the rules, they have grounds to fire you. I mean, I don't think they ought to be firing people on the spot, but I think they ought to give them a warning, you know, say, hey man, put on your vest. Next time, you know, we're going to write you up. Second time, hey man, I thought I told you to put your vest on. I'm going to have to write you up. And then the third time, let them go, because you gave them more than enough time. But if they just firing people on the spot, maybe I don't need to work for this company. Because if they acting petty about stupid stuff like that, then I don't need to work for them. Because when it comes to safety, no vest or shoes ain't gonna save nobody. So, you know, but they have to, you know, a company, they have to they have rules, and they have to enforce those rules. So it's just like if you're speeding, you know, it's just like the speed limit is 50. You was doing 60. You get a ticket. What, you gonna get mad at the officer for giving you a ticket for doing 60 and a 50? I mean, like, it's rules, man. The speed limit was 50. You was doing 60. Get this ticket. Don't get mad at the officer. He doing his job. But do I agree with it? No, but you know, they need to listen to Dave Ramsey. How do you change your sole proprietor to an LLC? To change a sole proprietor to an LLC, that's fairly simple, because the sole proprietor isn't an entity. So you just simply, you know, you basically gonna have to just start an entity, you know. So like how you started, you just go ahead and start it. Now, if you talk about an LLC to a S corp or a C corp, now that's a whole nother ball game. But I mean, for what I understand, man, you ought to just go ahead and dissolve that company and go ahead and just start an LLC. So if you're a sole proprietor, you know, if you're a sole proprietor, you just need to just start an LLC. Go on your state website, Secretary of State site, and just start an LLC. So unless your company has a fictitious name or something like that, what you're going to have to do is just dissolve. You're going to have to dissolve your sole proprietorship and your fictitious name. Dissolve that with your state or your city or whatever. Dissolve that and start a new one. So, you know, I mean, it's fairly easy. You just have to dissolve one and start a new one. So like going from LLC to S corp is pretty easy. You just dissolve the LLC and then you start the corporation. And you can pretty much do all that on your state website. They have all the paperwork there. It's pretty easy. But I've been on here about an hour. I'm gonna go through these questions real quick. What's some good books to read? That's a good question, man. It's a lot of good books to read. I can't think of them all on top of my head. I have to go in my account to get my audio, I got some audio books. I got in my Kindle account, I got a bunch of books. I've been so busy lately, I haven't been able to read like I used to. I've been listening to some audiobooks, but I think my Kindle account is on my other tablet. But a good read is what? Think and Grow Rich. Think and Grow Rich is a good read. It gets your mindset to, get you ready for, getting money, so to speak. Think and Grow Rich, it help you get your determination. Think and Grow Rich is a good one. One of my favorite books this year, one of my favorite books last year is Grunch. It's by Buckminster Fuller. Grunch. That's one of my favorite books. He's got like a paperback and he's got an audio book. I'm trying to find it here. Hold on, let's see if I got it. It might be at home. I think I got it in my bag right here. I think I got it. Hold on, y'all. Oh, yeah, I got it. It's the audiobook right here. Grunch. Let me see. Yeah, this one is a 3 CD set. Grunch. Grunch is an acronym. GRUNCH. GRUNCH is an acronym. And it stands for Gross Universal Cash Heist. That's what it stands for. And the book pretty much goes into how the world has evolved, from our greediness. Man is a very greedy species. We're very greedy, and Buckminster Fuller, he basically talks about how, I'm trying to, if I can get it into context and break it and put it in my own words. Buckminster Fuller, it's really scientific in nature. You got to read it a couple of times because it goes way over your head. It goes way over your head. But you got to read it a couple of times. It's a good read. It will expand your mind. It will blow your mind away. Okay, it's really scientific and it's really like wordy. So Buckminster Fuller, he gets into these. He's a real smart dude, and he's kind of like an Einstein. He's a little crazy, but if you follow the book, when you're done with it, you'll be blown away. It's just like, oh my God, like this dude is just amazing. Like he's a real smart dude. So the book basically talks about how man has abused our resources for profit, basically. And he goes through history and show how over the last, I don't know, thousands of years that man has abused our resources. I mean, you name it: water, oil, money, air, humans, human labor. We abuse everything there is to abuse to make money. And he talks about how like corporations and our greediness is gonna force us into the grave. And he's got some predictions in there that's predicting the next financial crash. He predicted the last crash in 2008. He came really close within like a year. He came really close. Like if you follow the book, he talks about his predictions. He predicted a lot of the financial crashes. The one that happened in the 1980s. The one that happened. I'm trying to think. The one that happened in 2008, and they are saying that another one is coming. He didn't put like an actual date on it, but it's like I can see it happening just by looking at the stock market. Yeah, we're due another crash. It's just inevitable. All this Bitcoin garbage that's going on, man, like all this, boy. But yeah, it's a great read. It will expand your mind. It's very scientific. It's way over your head. You're gonna have to read about 3-4 times to get it. Because he's a real smart dude, and it's real wordy. He talks in this language of, it's English, don't get me wrong, but he talks real like wordy, and you gotta like, wait, what did you just say? And rewind it. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a real good read. It's real. It's like it blows your mind away. Buckminster Fuller, Second Chance by Robert Kiyosaki. That's a good book. Second Chance, it's a good book. For the average person, the average working class person, I think Second Chance is a good read because we're all humans, and I think we all kind of make mistakes sometimes, and we all deserve a second chance. And I think the book is a great example of what I'm dealing with in my life. So I feel like this second chance that I'm dealing with, my opportunity to come out here and get a truck and trailer, because I went through a divorce, I went through a whole lot of stuff, and I feel like, okay, this is my second chance. And I got to do it right this time. I'm going through a whole lot of stuff right now in my life. You know, I met a significant other. I got a truck and trailer. I'm trying to do things right this time. And he talks about, it's a real good read. Second Chance by Robert Kiyosaki. It's pretty much the part 2 to Rich Dad, Poor Dad. But Rich Dad, Poor Dad focuses on like money, right? But then Second Chance focus on, yeah, make the money, but then there's other things in life to think about. So Second Chance by Robert Kiyosaki is a good read. It's a bunch of good reads out there, man. It's a bunch of reads. I read what's the guy from France? What's his name? Bonaparte. What's his name? Bonaparte. What's the guy from France in history? One of the great guys. I read his story. A lot of people don't like him, but now that I read that book, man, it was a good book, man. I got good respect for him because he came from nothing and he made it. Bonaparte. Yeah, Napoleon Bonaparte. I read his story, Napoleon Bonaparte. The only reason that now it's an audio book, I didn't physically read it, but the only reason that I chose his audio book is because it was like 100 hours long. And like when we drive in a truck, I just need something to fill that time, right? You know, it took me like a couple weeks to get through it. And us truck drivers, we got 6, 7, 8, 9 hours a day driving down the road. We can knock out an audio book, right? 10-hour audio book. We can knock that out, right? So when I try to find cheap audiobooks with a lot of volume to it. So if I see an audiobook with 50, 60 hours for like $15, I'm buying it. So I don't really care what it's about. I mean, I read fiction, nonfiction, biographies, you name it. I just need something to fill the time, and I'm sure I can learn something from it. So I'm a sponge, so I just suck up anything. So I read Napoleon Bonaparte. It's a good read. I mean, I know some of you guys probably get personal about, oh, I don't like Napoleon. He this and that. It don't matter, man. He was a great man. He was a great man. He was an asshole, but he was a good man. But he made it though. Dude came from nothing, and you gotta respect the hustle. See, people like him, I respect them, because dude came from nothing, from the streets, living on the street, to becoming one of the great leaders in history. Okay, so I mean, yeah, you don't like him, but you gotta respect him though. You ain't gonna like him, but you gonna respect him. He got his respect. Yeah, like, dude, he got my respect. Like, because a lot of y'all scared of getting a truck, right? Oh, I don't want to get a truck. Okay. You know, and a lot of y'all want to get a truck, but you scared to get out here. And see, like me reading a lot of this stuff and a lot of these great leaders in history, man, it makes me feel like, what am I scared of? You know, I read the Walton family biography, Napoleon. I read the book that I recommended earlier, Think and Grow Rich. There's a guy in there. It's a series of people in Think and Grow Rich. That the book showcases a lot of great figures in history, and like books like that will motivate you to get up off your ass and go do something. Okay, don't be sitting around hoping somebody gonna give something to you. If you want a truck, get your ass up and go get it. If you want some money, get your ass up and go get it. So like people like Napoleon, Henry Ford, J.B. Hunt, Martin Luther King. I mean, all these people, they stood up for what they believed in, and they went and killed it, man. So I'm trying to think of some other books that I could recommend. There's another book called Atlas Shrugged. That's a good read. It's fiction, but it's got some non-fiction context to it. Atlas Shrugged. That's a great read. It's like, I think that book is like 80 hours long. It took me a long time to finish that book. It's an audio book. So Atlas Shrugged. It's like 2-3 parts to it. So when you try to find the audiobook version on audible.com, it's got like 3-4 parts, and you got to listen to it in parts, and it's like 20-30 hours per part. So, but it's a great read. It's based in like the industrial it's based in an industrial period back in the I'd say the late 1800s to the early 1900s, that period when, you know, industrial companies were coming up with the railroad and stuff like that. And it's basically just showing you through the trials and tribulations of these people that come up from nothing, built this whole empire on the railroad, and they making billions of dollars, and you know, it's got drama, relationship stuff. It's kind of like a new age Shakespeare story or something, because it's got all these elements of a good deep story, man. It's real good. Atlas Shrugged, it's a good read. It's a damn good read, man. It will keep you on the edge of your feet. It will keep you on the edge of your seat for hours. It's a little bit boring, but when you're driving down the road and you need something to listen to, and you want to learn something at the same time and keep you entertained at the same time, Atlas Shrugged is a good read. Atlas Shrugged, and it's a bunch of other reads that I can't think of at the time, but I'm probably missing a lot of great reads. But yeah, Atlas Shrugged is a good one, man. It's a good download too, because I think it's got 80-90 hours to it. I mean, it'll keep you busy going down the road. You know, we truck drivers, you know, 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and you need something to listen to and keep you entertained and learn. Yeah, it's a good read. Late Night Fofo. Yeah, man, I'm just, you know, putting up some content for y'all. Great info as always. You always keep it 100. I was just about to say, high school teaches you a lot of things, but nothing about financials. That's why I say get involved with Dean Cole. It don't even have to be with Dean Cole, man. You can take some night finance classes at a local college somewhere. You can take accounting classes, basic accounting and stuff like that. I mean, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing. Because the point is, man, and you got to get out here and seek the information. Nobody ain't gonna give it to you. You got to get out here and get the information, you know, because if you just sit there and hope for somebody to just hand you the information, ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen. You gonna check out the Dean Cole website? Well, he got a YouTube channel. I suggest checking out his YouTube channel, Dean Cole. Check out his YouTube channel. So, because his website, you can't see what Dean Cole is about by looking at his website. So if you go over to his Facebook and his YouTube channel, you get to see what his aura is about, his flavor, his candor, and see who he is as a person. And then you can decide whether his energy fits what you're trying to do. So I think by having a YouTube channel, it helps out with a lot, because, you know, when we trying to do business with somebody, we don't see the actual person. You know what I'm saying? We just see the website. But being that he's got a YouTube channel, you can see what his personality is like. And like, you can see that he's a good, honest, real dude, you know, and he comes, that comes from like a place of there's a trueness spirit that comes from that. You know what I mean? So some guys don't like him. Some people do. So it's just like, you know, I say, check him out. I mean, he's not the only guy that do business startup coaching and stuff like that. But, you know, I mean, it's a lot of guys that's got these programs. It was hard for me to get finance to buy my first rig with the 730 credit score. That's what I was trying to tell you, man. Because it ain't just about credit score. You buying a commercial vehicle to go into business, and they want to make sure that, okay, yeah, you got the truck, but do you have customers? Do you have any customers? Where's your business plan? You know, do you have experience in this industry? I mean, you could find a rinky-dink dealer, a buy here, pay here place, and get a little $20,000-$30,000 truck. But if you're going down to a for real dealership, like a Freightliner, Kenworth dealership, that's what they're gonna be looking for. I mean, if you leasing on, you got a better chance of getting that truck if you leasing on. But if you're getting your authority, you're gonna need 1 or 2 years of business coming in there trying to get a truck. That's right. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you got a house or you got like some large outstanding debt to prove to them that you can handle a large asset like a truck, $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 asset, then you should have no problem getting approved. You know what I'm saying? So you have to been using your before you can get a trucking loan. Yeah, man, I love my ELD. I love it because on this side of trucking, on the business side of trucking, it makes my business look so professional. It makes it look like I remember looking at guys' log books, the paper logs, they lines be all crooked and the name and all jagged, and the DOT officer give you a ticket just because your log book ain't legible. Shoot. How do I change my business address? You can go on Google and Google that, man. Because I don't even know what you're talking about. There are a lot of ways to change your business address. You can go on the Secretary of State site, and you do, depending on your state, you can amend, you can apply for a change. Some of them require you to fill out a form. Some of them require you to pay a fee to change it. And then along with that, you got to call the IRS to change your EIN number to match your LLC. So it depends on what you're trying to do. It just depends on what you're trying to do. I appreciate watching my videos. We all get knocked down in life. You can sit, feel sorry for yourself, and pick yourself and learn from your mistakes and strive to do things differently or better for your life. It's hard to get the due permit, CDL permit. Is it hard to get the permit? I don't want to say it's hard, man. I mean, I'm not the smartest whip. I'm not the smartest guy in the world. But I think as a human being on this planet, I think we're all capable of doing whatever we put our mind to. So if you really want to get into this business, you're capable of doing whatever you put your mind to. So if you want to get a CDL, by all means, go to a truck driving school, take your time, learn all the regulations and learn about this business, and go take the doggone test and get your CDL. So it's just like anything, man. Like, can a baby walk? You know, can a baby talk? All those things I've learned. All those things I've learned. So just like a baby learning how to walk, you can learn how to drive a truck. So is it hard? I don't know, man. Like, hard is all relative. That's just something in your mind. Don't worry about it being hard. Just find a truck driving school, or find a company that will train you, and go get your CDL, man. Stop worrying about it being hard. You're gonna learn. Just got to be determined and to follow through with the program, because you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something about yourself. You're gonna learn how to be tough, strong, determined. I mean, you're gonna learn something. You're gonna learn something out of it. Even if you don't get your CDL, you're gonna come away with something. So that's how I've been approaching my life for the last maybe like 7-8 years. I'm trying not to be scared to do things, because I know either way I'm gonna learn something. Just like coming out here with my authority. A lot of guys talking about, no, don't get your authority, don't get a truck. But see, the thing is that kind of thing, that's what makes me be me. Because if I wasn't the type of person I am, I wouldn't know what I know. I wouldn't be me. So like all the life experiences that I've had in my life set me up to stand right here in front of y'all. So when it comes to all the things that I've done in my life, like I'm trying to think, like I'm just trying to think, like all the things in my life just set me up for this time. So it's just, you just gotta just roll with the punches. I remember reading this book about spiritual stuff, the invisible hand, and like, just letting God carry you through life. You know what I'm saying? So I forgot the name of this book, man. It was a good read, man. It was a damn good read. Got an hour and 20 minutes. I've been running my mouth. It's this book, man. I forgot. Because a lot of people, they get caught up in having like a perfect plan for their life, but not realizing that you can't predict the future, and sometimes you can't plan every fucking thing. You just gotta let it go and let God guide you, and I forgot what the name of the book, man. It's gonna hit me. It's gonna hit me. But the book was talking about all kind of cool stuff, and it just expands your mind on some things, man. It opens your mind up. It's like, oh, like the light bulb just goes off, man. It's like, wow, I never thought about that, because I'm a control freak, man. I need control. I just have to have control. But, I'm at a point in my life where, I'm just real chill now. I just go with the flow. So, I forgot the name of that book, because, we stress ourselves out just overthinking stuff, man, and worrying about crazy stuff. I mean, we sit around and worry about stuff that may not even happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just crazy how we do stuff. We sit around and worry about stuff, getting into an accident, doing this and that. And, we worry about all this chaos, but we sit up there and make this big old argument about something that ain't gonna never happen. So what we arguing about? What are we arguing about? You can't predict the future, man. You just gotta live your life and go with the flow. I'm not saying just go out there and just randomly just do crazy shit. Have a plan. By all means, have a plan. But you only can plan so much. Just like getting your authority. You only can plan so much. If you practice basic principles, okay, saving your money, having a plan, and, having a business plan and setting yourself up right, you know, think about it for a little while. Okay, make sure you got everything in place, and then execute. You don't want to sit there and think, overthink, ponder. Is this the right? Sometime or another, you're just gonna have to execute. Just execute, because you're gonna be sitting up here thinking 4 or 5 years I ain't made not one move. So that's how I felt when I bought my first rental property. I was thinking about buying a rental property for a long time. But when I read that book, man, it spoke to me. And it's just like, you know what? I need to make a plan and execute. Okay. Put a date on this calendar and say, I want to buy my first rental property by this date. And I guarantee you not, I was late by making my quota, but I was late by three weeks of getting my first rental property. I was late by 3 weeks. So I say that to say, you know, yeah, but anyway, that book had a big effect on me. That book had a great effect on me, you know. So I still use a lot of them principles, you know, getting this truck, and I'll just be like, you know what? I did all the research I could. I gathered all the information I could. I'm trying to make sure I'm making the right move. Okay, I saved some money. I got a business plan. Okay, I'm doing research. I did all this stuff. I thought about it. It's time to execute. I want to execute by this date. Put a date on it and execute. So, yeah, so that, you know, I kind of lost track what I was talking about, but y'all get what I'm talking about. Do you ever book loads to the, man, you asking crazy questions, man. Do you ever book load to the Midwest of Texas? Sometimes, but I mean, I don't live out there. So, you know, I live in the South. So I book loads where I live at. That's what I do. Screaming Demon, I think he just a troll, man. I ain't worried about him, because he asking a lot of silly questions. The permit is not real hard. Just read and practice questions over and over until you understand it. Yeah, man, just like anything, man, you just practice until you get it. Some people give up. So you gotta understand, you get out of life what you put into it. So it's just what it is. So if you let everything in your life, just run you over, and you know, you just quit all the time, well, you ain't gonna make it, you know. QB, what you talking about? What are some must-have things that you need on your truck? I need a lot of stuff in my truck, man. I need a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm an overthinker myself, man. I overthink stuff. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I sit up there and ponder, and don't even execute. It's just like, you know what? You need to stop all this thinking. You done thought about it. You looked at all the different angles. It's time to go ahead and execute, man. And if you're not gonna execute, don't do it and move on to something else. But hey, this video, 1 hour and 30 minutes, man. 1 hour and 29 minutes, man. Hey, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight, man. I was trying to get on to a different topic. Y'all up here asking me questions, just got me all off topic, but it's all good. It's all good material for the channel, so it's all good. But I appreciate y'all watching my videos, man. I'll see y'all next time.